What I'd like to do is show you how you can go about selecting a font inside of Illustrator. Now, we're going to be working with the character panel, but everything that I show you here inside the character panel also applies to the character panel that appears from the control panel. So let's go ahead and take a look at the menu that will list all of the fonts that you have installed on your system. You'll notice that they're listed alphabetically. Additionally, if there's different variations within the font, for example, Arial, you can expand it, and you'll see regular, italic, or any condensed versions. What's really nice about this menu as well, to the right of the font, you'll see a little icon. That little icon is an indicator in terms of what type of font it is. In this case, Arial happens to be an open type font. But there's also two little T's, which stands for a true type font, and a P, which represents a PostScript font. You'll also see the word sample typed out within that font inside this menu. That, of course, is a preference. Let's go ahead and take a look at where we can control that preference. Here on the Mac, you want to come up to the Illustrator menu, and from there you can choose Preferences, and then you can choose Type. On the Windows side, you would go to the Edit menu, you would choose Preferences, and then you would choose Type. Inside the Preferences dialog box in the Type category, you'll notice that there's an option called Font Preview. With this selected, you will see the preview in that menu. With it deselected, you won't see that preview. We're going to leave it selected and click Cancel. Now, you can also search for a font, and they made some improvements in terms of how this works. If I go ahead and remove Arial and start typing in the name of the font that I'm looking for, let's say I'm looking for Times New Roman. As I type in a T, you'll notice that the list is automatically filtered to display just the fonts that begin with the letter T. As I type in I, you'll notice it continues to filter. And then finally, I'll find Times New Roman. And I can just go ahead and select that here. You'll notice that there are some options. There's a little menu here. You can either search the entire font name or the first word only. So what's nice about the entire font name is if you choose something like Arial, yes, you are seeing all of the fonts that begin with the letter A, but as you continue to scroll down, you're really seeing fonts that use the letter A somewhere within their name. This can be a lot more efficient in terms of the way that it does the filtering. If we come back here and select the second option, which is first word only, you really miss out on the potential of the font that you're looking for. So for example, as I start typing in Times New Roman, you'll notice it just kind of auto-completes for you and automatically selects Times. Now if I want New Roman, I have to come over here and start typing in New, and sometimes that can be somewhat problematic, especially if you don't know the exact font that you're looking for. So those are your options for filtering the font list. I'm going to leave it set to search entire font name. And of course, if you want to clear the filter, you can click this little X. So as you can see, there's a lot of different options inside of the character panel when it comes to selecting a font.